April 10th, and you can see by the snow around here that it's not exactly gardening season just yet where I'm at. I just took my sled down over maybe 3 acres of land to get down here to the greenhouse and kick these off now. I'm gonna get a head start though on my soil down here in the greenhouse, and it did stand up for the winter. We've got everything here intact. You can actually, if you can see the ground there from the camera angle, it's bare here underneath the plastic, and there's also all kinds of this moose dung down here. Loco and I startled a moose here one day when we were measuring out the property, walking down the property line over here, and we came out and the moose was right over here by the greenhouse. And based on that and the amount of poop that's down here, I think he was enjoying our lodgings here over the winter. I mean, it is probably a little bit warmer and dry. It breaks the wind. And yeah, so he had dry ground that he could have laid down on. So there's what our moose looks like on the ground here. And you can see we've still got quite a bit of snow all surrounding the greenhouse down here. Everything looks great, held up really well. We're going to finish the back end this year and get some logs coming down and some plastic across it. But we've got the summer to do that. I don't intend on starting anything early in here this year. But I would like to get this soil prepared and as nutrient rich as possible, because the soil native to this area is pretty degraded. And so I've been trying to build it up using things like chicken manure and now moose, and the leaves and the straw, everything together I'm hoping is going to create a big layer of biomass on the top of the soil. During the winter time, you don't clean out your chicken coop all that often, and the stuff accumulates over the winter. You just put down more straw, usually over top of it. And I just gave it a good cleaning the other day, and I brought down 2 big containers, one pile sitting here, and I've got another one. So this stuff is full of chicken poop. I'm going to spread that down over the leaves and the moose poop that we have down here already, and basically just rake it all in well, and then I'm going to hit that with some water to keep it all damp, because that should help break it down some more. Now, yesterday I brought down a bucket of ashes from my wood stove, and I put those right over top of the leaves here, and that's to bring down the acidity, because I think the nitrogen that I'm going to bring in here is going to be pretty potent, and that may bring up the acidity. First, spread out the moose droppings a little bit. I've got several piles down here. There's another one. Moose are herbivores, so there should be nothing in their poop that wouldn't be really good for the soil. I'm hoping this stuff is a good fertilizer. And then you might see the ash coming up off the leaves from what I dumped for ashes and biochar down here out of my wood stove. Okay, and now I'm going to start bringing my straw across. Chicken poop probably should have been composted for a year before it came into a garden, but a lot of this stuff was outside the door of the coop where it was out in the elements. So I think some of this is probably, broken down or diluted some from being outside, and I'm here early enough that I've got a few months before gardening season, and I'm hoping that's going to, break it down enough again that it's just going to provide a lot of nutrient here this year. I'm going to do this periodically throughout the spring and put water down here, because not a lot of rain at the moment gets into this area where the roof's on, and you want moist ground for worms. So I think to make sure that they proliferate here in the soil, I'm going to come down and do this occasionally, even if there's nothing here growing. Now, I hope to overcome this watering need by getting a rain gutter system running along the bottom of my wall. That's going to come around and bring some of that water back into the garden. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work just yet, but this is one of the drawbacks of a greenhouse, is that you're not getting your rain any longer into this soil here, and so it may be prone to getting too dry, and that's not good again for worms and things in the soil. So I'm going to have to get that irrigation system figured out this spring so that I'm not down here watering nothing, right, as there's nothing growing here. Okay, so we're going to run a little experiment with this this summer, and we'll see how things grow down in this soil after I've prepared it this way. I want to try to stay away from having to add any kind of fertilizers to anything that grows here, so I just want to really try to improve the soil. And right now all I have growing for this spring are hawthorn. We did some cuttings of them a few weeks ago, and we're going to wait and see if those come to life. Hawthorn is a really great hedge for around the property, and I could use that also for livestock fencing if I could get, clone a bunch of them every year and get them planted in rows. So we'll see how that goes. We'll follow this when I get some vegetables planted for this summer. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.